Today's the day. Starting week 2. It's not glamorous. There's some smelly stuff up there, and we're not making students do it. We are, yeah, there's one of the project lead boat owners. We are tearing out all of the old sanitation stuff. Problematic, smells bad, bad design, so out it goes. And then week 2, we can actually do some fun stuff on the project.
Oh, I was gonna put on the gloves behind you and be like,
oh, we do that again. You got power up there, boss? So this came boat, One Ocean, with a couple of these extraordinary Levac toilets. And we don't even know how it gets from here to the holding tank. The forward one has already been ripped out. The stuff is, yeah, it's got to go. So this is step 1. The holding tank is behind the shower here, I think. So we're just going to tear it apart. That's what we do.
A little dust. Ha! Is this the most fun you could have on a Saturday there, Captain?
Let's see what happens. Fluid coming out?
Nope, not yet. That's why I like this big one. It works good for this. Wow, if we could only get smells to come through on this video.
Whew. Trying to clear the air a little bit. So,
through the engine room, there's machinery space. Okay, down here, that door opens up to the engine room, is where the boat smells absolutely the worst. So we need to get down in there and take a look, and I'll show you why.
we've got shore power double breaker, nice Victron isolation transformer, hurricane heater to keep us warm. We've got some nasty looking vented loops, and that I believe is the deck pump out. But what is offending down here is this, which is problematic. The macerator pump overboard disc. Oops, sorry about that. It's a little tight down in here. So, yes, you can see how old and crusty these hoses are. I mean, hats off to the T-Series discharge. It's still working. Miracle. But there's something not good, right? You never install a macerator pump in the bottom of a holding tank without putting a service valve in there. That is just crazy talk. So there's no way to shut this off to change these duct bills, which probably haven't been done in forever. So we're gonna have to cut all this out and then put a valve and at least a plug in that tank. So fun times here at Marine Tech. We did remove the Levac head straight away and put in this nice Japsco from Xylem, very reliable. But we don't know exactly. I'm going to trace these 2 lines out. You know, it's got a tank and an overboard, so we got to figure out where that tank and the overboard end up going, which will be fun. Okay, found out they actually didn't empty both holding tanks before they hauled the boat. They thought they did. There's a magnetic switch to make sure the valve was open. So we are going to work on this. All right, turn it on. Yeah. Always a good time here at Marine Tech. A little more explanation about what happened there and why we're pumping the holding tank. They had the little portable fecal freak or whatever it is boat come around and pump both holding tanks. And then, instructed by me, they were going out cruising. I said, fill the tanks and get some bleach in there and then pump them out. Use the macerator to flush out all the lines before we started, you know, tearing out the system. Well, unbeknownst to them, they filled the tank, and that magnetic valve I just mentioned, it wasn't triggering, and the engine was running, so they couldn't tell that
the macerator pump was not discharging on the aft tank. The forward one is fine, but so it ended up still being full when it got here at Marine Tech. And so it also doesn't have any gauge level. It just has a full light that doesn't even work, so no tank level. So that was the mix-up in what happened. So it did have bleach in it, but we definitely had to pump it out before we cut all those hoses out. So that's what we do here at Marine Tech. Lots of fun.
How's things going up there? And then there's the old Levac. If anybody wants a good deal on a used toilet, fix you up. Bunch of old hoses and Y valves, and yeah, spa day for One Ocean. Okay, we sorted out some mysteries. There's definitely two complete systems, fore and aft. And back here in the head, which is now gone, no more Levac. We still have to take the diaphragm pump out for it, but the hose went over and through this cubby hole in the shower, but we couldn't find it on this side of the bulkhead. That's where the isolation transformer is, and we couldn't figure it out, but now we did. The holding tank is this seat that's in the shower. That is the holding tank, and so the hose came through here and we couldn't figure it out. But if you get way down in here, you can feel it. You can't really see it. There's a double clamp and a piece of hose, and then there's also a vent that's been spliced and moved around and whatever. So we at least have a good chunk of that all removed. We're working on the macerator pump on the other side of the bulkhead, and we should be in good shape. Well, they're working in the back and there wasn't room for 3 people. I did some more investigations on this forward head, and sure enough, the holding tank is right underneath here. So it's got a little holding tank and its own discharge pump. Some of it's been replaced and new, and a lot of it's still old. But the interesting part of it is, I was looking in here, is that's the vent for the top of the holding tank. That certainly isn't going to work very good. You can't have a tank without a vent. I don't know, weird. So we're not out of the woods yet. We're going to be doing some more ripping and tearing on this boat. Look at that. After we pumped the tank, we got the macerator pump out. We got a glove with a tie wrap on that fitting. We are going to put a valve in there. We took the hose on the discharge off. We've got it had a vented loop on the discharge and the deck pump out. So all the hoses are out of here, and the good news is it's already smelling way better. We got in here and wiped everything down. Everything's clean. So we still have to replace the vents. We'll get some hose ordered up and start doing that, but this was a big deal when they bought the boat. They knew it smelled like holding tank and nobody wants to do it, but we did. And we thought 2 hours. It was 3 with 3 people, but we got the whole aft system all done. It was the worst. Next time we'll tackle the front system. But for today, we're gonna go find us a nice drink and a cheeseburger. Thanks for watching.